Hello guys, and welcome back to my second channel. As much as I love Halloween and the fall season because it is in fact my favorite season and October is my favorite month, I am always very excited for Christmas time, the holidays, because you guys know that my love language in terms of showing other people love is gift giving, and I just love all things Christmas, all things holidays, especially because I don't work in retail. I don't get the Christmas vibe where it's like to the point where I feel overwhelmed by it because I honestly don't get out much. So I don't hear Christmas music too often, and I don't have cable, so I don't get Christmas commercials. But I really want to get into the habit or tradition of starting my own Christmas traditions. And actually last year I really loved how much I got into the holiday spirit. Because Lachlan is still 6, he's still really young, we actually did Christmas at my apartment with my mom. I mean, I was at my dad's, but they stayed here. And so what we did was we surprised him and we did like Santa's footprints coming into my apartment with powdered sugar, which he definitely knew was fake. He was like, Santa obviously wouldn't leave a trail, and if he did, it would be wet snow, not sugar. So he figured us out there. I also decorated the walls in gift wrapping paper, and I had all my Christmas decorations, my Christmas tree. It was amazing. And coming home to that with all of the fake snow as well that I put around my place, it was just so cozy and like a Hallmark movie. So I really want to combine my current hobby and the act of making my own Christmas traditions, and today we're going to be baking in some cute PJs from Skims. I'm wearing their pajamas in the cranberry vintage deer print, which is this very classy Christmassy holiday print. I love the little snowflakes, the little reindeer, of course. Thomas loves these pajamas. Every time I FaceTime him, he's like, you look absolutely adorable in those. You're like a little Christmas stocking. They are a button-up pajama. The waist is elasticated and they do have a drawstring. They're so comfortable and soft and stretchy. I really love that these are stretchy. They kind of remind me of a mix between like a pajama and like a yoga pant fabric. They're just so comfortable. That is going to be my new tradition, is baking in an adorable pair of holiday PJs, and this year Skims is a part of the tradition. If you're looking for the perfect gifts for everyone on your list, the Skims holiday shop is now open at skims.com. After placing your order, be sure to let them know that I sent you. Pick YouTube in the survey and be sure to select my show in the drop-down menu that follows. Huge thank you to Skims for partnering with me on today's baking video and giving me the perfect pair of PJs to start this new annual holiday tradition. On the menu, I actually wanted to bake a different item. But here's the problem, is that you guys might notice in my teeny tiny little kitchen here that I don't have a mixer, a big mixer, and I don't actually have a handheld mixer. So that I might even add on my Christmas wish list this year. I think I would love a mixer because as I'm starting to cook more, as you guys know, and bake, I think that's something that I really want. So I'm gonna probably get one on like Boxing Day on sale, hopefully. The reason why I needed a mixer was because the recipe I actually wanted to try and make was a dupe of the cranberry bliss bars that you can get at Starbucks, because when I was in high school and I wasn't vegan at that time, that used to be my mom's and I's tradition, was as soon as they'd come out, we would go and we would buy like a big box, because you can buy them in bulk from the store, and we would do that and we would have them every morning on our way to school with a coffee for breakfast. And it was the best part of going to high school at that time, because as you guys know, I didn't have the best high school experience, but I looked forward to that sweet treat every day. We wouldn't have them every day, but we would get a big box and we'd have them like every Thursday and Friday, and it was phenomenal. So I really wanted to continue on that tradition and make a dupe for it, but you need a mixer. All the recipes that I saw, you need like a hand mixer or a big bowl mixer, neither of which I have. With that being said, we're doing a really easy recipe that I think a lot of you guys will already have these items in your pantry, hopefully. I had most of these items. The only thing that I actually didn't have was lemon juice, and I needed that anyways for my other stuff. So hopefully you guys can follow along and make this very, very crumble. It's sure like a classic UK dessert. It's very traditional, like UK, I think, is what I was reading online. Having a crumble, like a warm berry crumble with a nice vanilla ice cream, is so delicious. It's such heartwarming food. It's perfect and cozy for the winter season, so that's what we're making today. Of course, we need a vanilla ice cream to go along with that. So the one that I bought was the So Delicious dairy-free vanilla ice cream. This was the only vegan vanilla ice cream that my grocery store had, so I hope it's good. I don't think I've tried this kind specifically, but I'm sure it's so delicious. We're gonna be kind of going off recipe a little bit, which in the baking world is criminal because baking is more like chemistry than experimenting. But this has like 4 cups of strawberries, 2 cups of blackberries, 2 cups of blueberries. I don't have those things. I just have some frozen berries de-thawing, so that's what we're gonna be doing. So the ingredients we've got on the list, you're gonna need vegan margarine, a stick of it, not a tub because tubs usually have more water and you want more concentrated vegan margarine. So the stick kind, you're gonna need your fruit. I'm using the berries, like I said. Lemon zest, we don't have. That's okay because we have lemon juice, cornstarch, ground ginger, vegan granulated sugar, all-purpose flour, dark brown sugar, baking powder, and kosher salt. I don't have the lemon zest, so we're just gonna do more lemon juice. And I'm gonna be throwing in a couple other little ingredients. For example, in the berry mixture, I wanna add cinnamon and vanilla extract because I love both of these and I think it's only gonna add to the flavor and deliciousness. Step 1, you need to preheat the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit and grease your dish. It says 9 by 13. I'm not measuring this. I think this should be fine with vegan margarine. That would really set the mood for this is having Christmas music playing, but of course that would get a copyright strike. So we definitely don't want to make YouTube mad with that, but we can do a little candle here, even though it's a fall candle, and we can have that going so it feels more cozy. Crap, I thought this was the butter sticks, not just an actual slab of vegan butter. Okay, that's fine, that's okay, it'll be okay. Just greasing my dish here, like it said, with the butter or margarine, if you will. What I really love about baking as well now that I find is it's like a form of gift giving because I often just give people a bunch of muffins or whatever else I make at the time, whether it be brownies or like little cakes or cupcakes and things, and then I just gift them to them. You guys remember the Very Berry muffins with the coffee crisp topping that I made in a video? I gifted some of those to my friend and her parents and they loved them and couldn't stop talking about them for days, so those are definitely a hit. 2, in a large mixing bowl, toss the berries with the lemon zest and lemon juice, as well as cornstarch, ginger, the granulated sugar, and then transfer it into the baking dish. I also just realized I have pure lemon extract, so I think maybe that could kind of be lemon zest. And then I wonder why my recipes don't taste like what they're supposed to. For my berries that I have, these have been sitting out for over an hour. These are the berries and cherries. So we've got cherries, blueberries, and blackberries in this one. And then I just have pitted cherries because I really wanted a cherry crumble. So she has 2.5 cups of blackberries, 2 cups of blueberries, 1.5 cups of raspberries. That takes us to what? 2, 4, 5, 6, as well as 4 cups of strawberries. So 10 cups, and then 1 cup of 11 cups of fruit? Seems insane. Okay, well, a good amount of this bag. Measuring seems important though. Some more cherries. Hopefully it's not too tart. Maybe I should have gotten some other fruits, but that's okay. Now we toss these in a tablespoon of lemon juice and a tablespoon of lemon zest. I think for the lemon zest, we'll just do like half a tablespoon of lemon extract. That seems like a lot. Will that make it really lemony? It smells so good. I love anything lemon. No, we're gonna go for it. We're gonna do half a tablespoon of lemon zest, lemon extract. See, if you say it out loud, you convince yourself it's the right ingredient. What I really need is I really need a second camera angle so that you guys can see what's happening in the bowl, but I don't want the camera angle to show the mess. Of sugar, so I'm gonna do like half of that, and then maybe how do you toss? That doesn't seem right. It works out too, I think. Sugar on the floor. Let's get that out of the way. To add in our teaspoon of ginger. I actually despise ginger. I can't stand those like ginger health shots that you can get. Thomas loves them, but I really don't like them. So I hope that this won't ruin it for me, but I doubt I'll be able to taste it. We'll just do our bit of ginger there. Because like I said, I love cinnamon so much, I'm going to add a teaspoon of cinnamon because I think cinnamon just makes everything better. It's a very generous teaspoon. So we'll do lots of that and then toss. Again, I love vanilla extract, so ooh, she's a fresh bottle. Add a teaspoon of this. Need 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. I have a little bit of chronically online internet trauma, maybe just TV trauma from when that girl went on My Strange Addiction and was eating like 4 tubs of these a day or something just absolutely insane. So that's all I can think about anytime I use cornstarch. So we need 3 tablespoons of this. Berries have been all mixed with our ingredients, and actually the oven just went off, so she's preheated. Let's pour that in there. And oh, I do see how maybe we needed more fruit. I definitely feel like we need more fruit, but I already mixed everything. Recipes start to go wrong for me because I go off book. I'm gonna add in the rest of the cherries now and then mix. That was nothing. Slight win. I think I have half a bag of frozen blueberries here. Slightly freezer burnt, but that's okay. We're gonna add these in as well. I know right now you're looking at this and think, Ocean, what did you do? I thought maybe if I added just a bit more sugar and lemon juice that it'll kind of even out the berries that I added. I think that that's evenly mixed enough. And I will say that the spoon tastes really good and lemon vanilla sugary, so that's a good sign. And those notes of cinnamon, which is exactly what I wanted. So, I mean, look at me, Betty Crocker I is. Step 3, in a medium mixing bowl, whisk flour, brown sugar, baking powder, salt. Slice margarine into several large pieces and add to dry ingredients using a pastry cutter. Don't have that. Or your fingers do have those. Work margarine into dry ingredients until heavy crumbs form. Spread the topping over the mixture. I didn't get a stick of butter, that's my bad. So I'm just gonna kind of cut this into what would be a stick of butter because this is technically 4. So I'm just gonna cut this into a quarter. You guys mentioned how much you really miss my cooking and baking videos, and I do still bake and cook. I just have been filming it less frequently because I usually honestly cook for like 4 hours straight when I'm just feeling stressed, and it helps me kind of decompress and I think like regulate my nervous system. Sprinkling in a few little cooking and baking videos here and there is fun, so I'll try and do some more for you guys. 1 cup of all-purpose flour, cup of our dark brown sugar. Mine is very clumpy. Does that mean it's expired? I don't know. To me, that would indicate that water has gotten into it, but I haven't put water in it. Then we need a teaspoon of baking powder. We need a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. All I have is very large, flaky sea salt, so we will go in with that. Let's whisk that together. I love the opportunity to use a whisk. I think it's always so fun. That doesn't seem like a good sign. Why I'm having so many of these sugar lumps forming. So I have to slice this butter into quarters. So that's like half. Let's go halfway down, which I think is to there. And then, oh no, oh God. Halfway on this side, which to me is like there. There, actually, no, that looks pretty good. That's a stick of butter. Use your fingers to work it in until heavy crumbs form. So let's cut this into some chunks. I wonder how small of chunks. Okay, so just kind of smushing that together. Almost feels like we're making slime or something, or like Play-Doh. I wonder if I used too much butter because I'm kind of making like a little dough paste. What I'm worried about is I actually had this problem one time when I made my berry muffins, and I didn't use enough dry ingredients. I had slightly too much butter. Like, I kid you not, probably not even a teaspoon. No, it was probably a teaspoon of too much butter. But it made the muffins burn really fast because the crumble topping was too wet, which I don't want to happen because this bakes for 40 minutes and I don't want it to burn in 10 minutes. So I'm like, do I just add a little bit more brown sugar or flour? It might have also been maybe because my brown sugar wasn't packed down enough because it's like in these clumps. So maybe let's add just a bit more brown sugar. Okay guys, you know what? I don't want to toot my own horn, but I think that might have worked because that looks like pretty thick crumbs and it's much less damp. So I think my method of just randomly adding flour and sugar might have worked. It is time to sprinkle the crumb over top to create the, oh gosh, crumble topping. Now this is the most delicious. And also because this doesn't have oat flakes, which I decided not to add after adding all the other stuff, I think this will be very buttery and rich and decadent. Whereas a normal kind of oat topping makes it feel more like hearty and healthy, even though it's very much, you know, full of sugar and deliciousness. Okay guys, there she is. It is time to toss her in the oven for 40 minutes or so. So let that bake for 35 to 40 minutes until the topping is firm to the touch and the berry juices are bubbling on the outside. Okay guys, so it's been in for about 35-ish minutes and it does look golden brown on the top and it's bubbling on the side. So I do think it's probably done. Oh my goodness, look at that with the ASMR of the bubbles. That sounds pretty good. On the side here, we have a lot of burnt remnants, so I'm not sure what that is, but I would say that's done and that looks so good. I do think, however, I should have made more crumble topping and added that around, but nonetheless, that's gonna be delicious, I just know it. First, we have to do a vanilla ice cream taste test. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Silly yummy, that's so good. You might not really be able to tell. I took out my corner piece, there it is, but it's very soupy, which is probably why you shouldn't use frozen fruit. I thought I thawed them enough, but I guess I did not. So I'm not sure how well cooked this is going to be, but I'm gonna add some of this kind of frozen, well, not frozen now, but unfrozen berry reserve to the plate. I'm gonna try some of this liquid because I'm kind of curious. Oh, wow. Oh, that is very sweet and sugary. You can also taste that lemon and vanilla. Oh my gosh, that is like a sugar overload. I think I might have put also a bit too much lemon extract in because that's kind of very lemony. Oh, it's like good though. It's good, but like I'm gonna get a bellyache. Our plate of crumble, and I'm gonna add some ice cream to the side there. And then I have to take a really cute little photo of it and send it to Thomas. He'll be proud of my baking skills. Scene, look at how aesthetic this is with the little oh no, one of the candles blew out. But look how good that looks. Oh, okay, we need to dig in. Thomas just FaceTimed me and he was like, you look so cute in your pajamas. And then I turned to show him the crumble and he was like, the bow in your hair, you look so beautiful. It's the sweetest, but I'm hoping so is this crumble. So let's take a bite. We've got a cherry and a good amount of the topping. Honestly, it just tastes like defrosted berries with lemon, and then I don't get, I think I needed more of the topping because you don't really taste it. Let's get some vanilla ice cream in there though, because that's gonna help everything. This isn't my favorite thing that I've ever baked, but I will say it is delicious. And I think with a couple tweaks, it'll be right up there with some of my favorite go-to recipes because it's very easy and you can freeze a crumble and then just reheat it anytime you want. This vanilla ice cream, that was so good. I do really need to get myself a baking mixer because then I can just make so many recipes that I really want to try. And I really want to try those vegan cranberry bliss bar dupes because I think that they would just be so delicious and nostalgic if I can make them taste close enough to the original thing. Hey guys, well, we officially have made our first ever berry crumble. I've never made one before, so I'm pretty proud of myself. Hopefully you weren't following along with me though and adding in random things because I do think that messed up the recipe a little bit. But I mean, that's kind of my signature trait. So much crumble now. So I think I'm gonna freeze some, take some to my mom and friends. Like I said, the one thing about baking that, again, I really love because it's like my love language is giving people the sweet treats. Everyone loves a sweet treat. If you guys have any good vegan crumble recipes, then be sure to leave them in the comments below, like links to them. That would be really helpful. I would love to try some other crumble recipes. And of course, if you have any video requests, then leave them below as well. Thank you guys so much. I hope you're getting excited for the holidays. I know I very much am. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.